Hello, my name is John Fernandez, and the topic I am talking about is the advancement of technology and how it is affecting our lives today. By the end of my speech, you will be better informed about technology and how it is affecting daily life and everyday living, and also partially the future of life, and also diving into the past. In 2012, the number of internet users went up about 7-8% to 2.4 billion, which is actually 34% of the world, including the countries that do not have access to this technology. And I thought that was very interesting because that means that a third of the world is on the internet using technology, including small children, infants, older people, people who didn't even grow up with us. I was very interested in this because I was at a time a computer science major. I've since changed, but it was very interesting to me. And I really like this topic because technology is having a good impact on our society. It is helping us in many, many ways. One, through transportation, getting to from one place to another. Two, through healthcare and medicine and things of that nature. And three, through communication. We're able to communicate more effectively. From healthcare and medicine, people are living longer. People are prospering, and people have higher life expectancies and lower mortality rates when they're young. A site that I found, ASME, it described the medical devices that are being used nowadays. There are things that we have now that we hadn't had access to many years ago, such as valve job needles, which I thought was very interesting, as I have a heart condition. Also, valve job needles help people with heart conditions, and it helps so that people who cannot go through open heart surgeries, it's a better alternative so that it can help them cope through it, cause less pain, help them get to where they need to be. And also, there are devices like Melifind, I found, was a device that helped find, it helps in the sonar kind of things, when you're getting an ultrasound, things of that nature, checking on the babies, things like that. And from the actual Social Security website, I had found that life expectancy has gone up for men, 76; for women, it's 80. And it's gone up, and the death rate actually for children, right when they're born, is less than 1%. It's actually 0.007 and 0.06006 for females. And deaths per 100,000 people now is down to 600 from 1100 back in the 1900s. That means almost less than half of the people are dying from illnesses now than they were back then, because of course, advances in technology. And with cell phones and communication, 70% of people actually who used 911 calls, as I'm sure most of us have, people use cell phones, which are now one of our biggest forms of communication. And it's a very effective method. It's a very safe method that people have now. Everybody has a cell phone now compared to even 10 years ago when people didn't have cell phones. It helps you keep in touch with people, international calling. Obviously, there are videos, webcams, people put things on YouTube that people from across the world can see. And like I said in the beginning, the number of internet users just from 2012 has gone up 7% from 2.16 billion to about 2.4 billion. And with all that technology of communication, there's also transportation, which is another effective method of reaching people across the world. It's become more advanced. We've gone from, obviously, the Wright brothers to normal everyday planes, well, what we find to be normal. And there is also the cars that we have today that are able to drive for miles and miles and miles. Back in 1927, they made the Model A car, which was a car that was only able to travel at a top speed of about 65 miles an hour, didn't have seatbelts like we have today. And now we have cars, the car I used was Honda Civic. These cars have the 3-prong seatbelts that we have today, include many safety features, airbags, cushioning, padding everywhere, every safety feature you could imagine, brakes, anti-lock brakes, things of that nature. And actually a fun fact that I found out was that the first seatbelt wasn't used until 1959, with the same 3-pronged approach that we have today. It was used in 1959 in a Volvo. Hopefully from my presentation you have found that technology has affected our lives in a very positive way. Technology has been a very good thing that we've used and is continuing to change our lives. And it will continue to grow and have a positive effect and continue to help our lives in everyday living. And of course, the benefits include, but aren't limited to, the advancements in medical technology, which will always seemingly grow, the advances in transportation, which are growing by the minute with flying cars and electric cars and et cetera, et cetera. And of course, forms of communication, which have always advanced, new phones, faster internet, new ways of communicating, and it will continue to grow, continue to expand, and continue to help our lives. Thank you.